Hello, everyone. It's me, Jay. And about 2 months ago, I made a video about my Dragon Path Oracle cards, these cards here. And I made a video about how I like them and how you should get them. But I didn't really go into detail on how I use my cards. So today I'm just making you a video about how I use these cards sometimes and how so far they've been working for me. So I'm a beginner tarot card reader, and a beginner oracle card reader. So I do things simple. In the book, here's the book right here. They do give you some layouts, some card layouts on how you can read your cards, and like these spreads here and things like that. But I don't really use those just yet. Since I am a beginner, I like to start off simple. And it might not be the right way, but this has been working for me so far. But you can feel free to do whatever you want. But so far, since I'm a beginner, I like to keep things simple and just do a daily 2-card pull for my daily readings. And I use my Dragon Path cards for my daily readings because they are the voice of these cards. I know some people say their cards speak to them in a way, and these cards do speak to me. And I was very surprised because when I first started to talk to them, the book gives me a little info on how these cards and like how the dragons like speak to readers. They're very dry, very not stern, but I guess stern is the only word I can think of. They're very straightforward. That's the word. And when I started using these cards, I was trying to be all not, I guess I wasn't being very genuine. I was trying to be all mystic, like, oh, cards, please speak to me. Give me a sign, and just be not very genuine. And they quickly told me, like, they were like, what the heck are you doing? Stop talking like that. Because they did not give me I couldn't understand their message. And once I started just speaking to them like how I speak to my family members, like, hey, good morning, what you got for me today? Then they started giving me a more clear message, and they started responding to me in a way that I could understand them and I can clarify their message. So my advice is to make sure you just be genuine with how you talk. They may look mystical and like grand, but they're very straightforward. Their voice is very straightforward. And I've done a simple reading for my friends, and even with them, their message was very straightforward, as long as I'm genuine. So you should be genuine with your voice. Don't try to pretend you're some mystical being or like mystical person if you aren't, because I'm not, and it did not work out well for me in the beginning. But now that I have just basically been myself with the cards, they have been giving me great messages, and I love using them for my daily pulls. So I'll just show you what I do, and it's very simple. What I do is I shuffle my cards, and I already done my morning pull just for this video. So, but just to show you what I would do by example, I would shuffle my cards and I would spread them out like this. And what I do is I kind of talk to them while I'm shuffling. I talk to them and I'm like, hey, good morning, or good afternoon. Sometimes I pull late, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm like, hey, they kind of know what I'm going through. But I just kind of give them like a rundown. I'm like, hey, like this has been going on this week, and I've been having trouble with this, or I need advice for this. I just kind of tell them, I just kind of, let them know what's going on. And this morning, I asked them, I was like, hey, this week has been kind of hectic for me. Well, not really hectic, but more disorganized than my normal weeks. And I've just been having some self-doubts about certain things, and what can I do? And I've just been like neglecting my job and just been out of it, basically. So what can I do? That was what I was talking to them about. And they kind of know what I'm talking about because, they've been with me and they know. So what I do is I just kind of place my hand over the cards like this, very slowly, very slowly. And it sounds strange, but I kind of feel heat over my cards, like over certain cards. And the cards that I feel heat, the most heat over, and I kind of have a pull to them, I pull them. So let's say I felt heat over this card. So I just take it out. And the reason why I was over there is because it was these cards here. And sometimes I feel heat on multiple cards. So it's not necessarily a 2-card pull. Sometimes it's 3. So, just be aware of that. Just kind of do what you feel is natural. So I felt heat over, at first, this card. But this card was actually right next to it. So then I pulled that as well. And then they kind of go together. So that's why I felt, an attraction to both of these cards, because their message goes hand in hand. So when I pulled these cards, I asked, what should I do about the situations I'm going through? No, I asked, what should I be aware of? I'm always asking them, what should I be aware of? I never kind of like tell them to be like, tell me, what should I be aware of? I'm just like, what should I be aware of? What do you want me to be aware of? Just kind of asking. So I got these 2. And then the next question I ask is, what should I do about it now that I'm aware of it? What should I do to fix it? Or what should I do to, take control over the situation? And then I got this card, which looks completely different from these 2, but I don't question it. And since I am a beginner, I do go back to my book. I'm always going back to my book. But sometimes, since I've been reading these for a while, like for the past 2 months, I kind of been catching the gist of what they mean. But I like to go back to my book anyways. And if you're a beginner, go back to your book. Don't listen to these people about how like, oh, I don't really use my book. I use my intuition. I do too. But the book really helps to clarify things. So that's Serene. So I go to Serene's page. And I'm not going to read all of Serene's information. But basically, her opening is, I am the lapping of waves in the morning sun, which that can be, depicted as Serene. And let's see. One line that really sticks out is, she encourages us, the dragon, she encourages us to go gently with ourselves. So that means, yeah, I've been neglecting my duties and stuff like that, but I should be gentle with myself. I should really relax and just enjoy, slowing down and finding, peace within myself. Because another line she uses is, remember that tranquility you seek lies within. So that means I should really take time to find, serenity and tranquility within myself in doing, nice, just being chill, basically. That's what I think that card means. And then I got Harmony, which is almost the same. And Harmony is on page 49. And her info is opening line, tomorrow is a new dawn, and being in our heart center ripples out with positive effect. So these 2 do go hand in hand for me, like this reading. Let's see what else she says. Take some time to sit and contemplate your life as it is, and look honestly at what may require changing. And up there, I am the bringer of harmony, restorative on an interpersonal level and an outer global level. So by looking at these 2, I get that once I take time and figure out some tranquility within myself, harmony will come, and I'll be able to have the tranquility will bring some positive effect within my life. So I just need to chill in order to, see some positive results. So that was what I got on the first draw. So what should I do? What should I do about that? I got this guy here, Orbron. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it doesn't matter to me. So I got this guy, and he looks way different from these two. And basically, I immediately understood what this card was saying to me. But I'm going to go to his page anyways and read over some things. He's on page 82. And his words are reconnect to your physical body, get out of your head. And I already know what he's talking about. So he is a get up and go dragon, basically. And he is a very tough love. His message is really tough love. So I'm not really going to read over a lot of it, but let's find a sentence where he's giving me some tough love. Now, although Oberon is a tough talking dragon, sometimes you need to hear it as it is. He is a great ally when you need to get a job done and deal with the here and now. And up at the top, it says, your time is best spent tackling whatever is demanding your time. So with this, he is telling me to make sure I am getting my job done, what needs to be done, because I do have a lot of stuff coming up within my future that if I neglect it now, it will backfire later. So I need to handle it. So with these 3 cards, my daily pull, I get that right now it's okay to chill out and, reconnect with myself because it'll help me bring a positive effect within my life. But I should not neglect what needs to be done. And I need to stop overthinking things and get what needs and do my job, basically. Do what needs to be done. So stop messing around. Yeah, I know you want to lollygag around and lay around and, be lazy, but you got to get up and do your big girl duties. So, so that was my daily reading for this morning. And I usually thank my cards. Thank you guys, y'all, super helpful. And I do whine to them sometimes. I'm like, but I don't want to do this. And they're like, that's too damn bad. You're going to do it. So, and then I usually take a picture of my reading so I can always go back to it. I don't ever write down my readings, but I do take a picture so I can go back to it. And then that's about it. So this is one way I do my readings. I do another way, but I'm not going to go into that right now because it's kind of complicated. And I wish I had a better camera instead of my phone to show you guys. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of long, but I'm really enjoying these cards. If you haven't got them already, get them. Because these cards are very straightforward. And I know it sounds silly, like, oh, cards don't talk. But they kind of do. These cards, they're very straightforward. If you don't like a lot of mysticism and riddles and ambiguity, these cards will definitely give it to you straight, basically. So, all right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, bye.